Someone in Circleville, Ohio knew everything. They knew about the affairs, the secrets, the lies people had buried so deep they were certain nobody would ever find them. Starting in 1976, they started writing it all down. Anonymous letters, no return address, postmarked from nearby Columbus so they could never be traced. They arrived at homes, workplaces, churches, accusing people of affairs, corruption, theft, things that were supposed to stay hidden forever. The whole town lived in terror because anyone could be next. Then the letters turned violent. A husband drove off into the night after receiving one and was found dead. Then came a booby trap, a loaded pistol rigged to fire the moment someone pulled a roadside sign. The police finally had their man, convicted, sentenced, locked away. And then the letters kept coming. This is the story of the Circleville letter writer, and the truth is more disturbing than anything the letters ever said. Circleville, Ohio, population around 11,000, the kind of town where everybody knows your name and your business. In 1976, a woman named Mary Gillispie was a school bus driver. Married, mother, quiet life, or so everyone thought. One morning, a letter arrived. It was addressed to Mary, no return address, postmarked Columbus. Inside, a detailed accusation. The letter claimed she was having an affair with Gordon Massey, the local school superintendent, her boss. Mary denied it, Gordon Massey denied it, but the letter writer didn't stop. More letters arrived, each one more detailed, more specific, more vicious. The writer knew things no stranger could know. They knew schedules, routines, private conversations, details that could only come from someone close, someone watching from inside the community. Mary started receiving calls, too, threatening, relentless. She went to the sheriff. The sheriff could do little. Anonymous letters were nearly impossible to trace in 1976. Then the letters started going to other people, neighbors, colleagues, anyone connected to Mary. The circle of terror widened. Circleville had a poison pen in its midst, and nobody knew whose hand was holding it. Mary's husband Ron was not a man who stayed quiet. He had been receiving letters too, letters accusing his wife, letters designed to destroy his marriage and his peace of mind. Ron was angry, determined. He told people he was going to find out who was behind this. On August 19, 1977, Ron received a phone call. Nobody knows what was said. He grabbed his gun, got in his truck, drove off alone into the night. His truck was found wrapped around a telephone pole. Ron Gillispie was dead. Investigators found his gun beneath his body. It had been fired once. The coroner ruled it an accident, said he'd been drinking. But the letter writer didn't see it that way. Within days, a new letter arrived. It claimed Ron had been silenced, that he had gotten too close to the truth. Was Ron Gillispie murdered? Did someone lure him out that night? Did the gun fire accidentally or deliberately? The investigation was closed, the questions were buried, and the letters kept coming. August 1983, 6 years after Ron's death. The letters have never stopped. Mary Gillispie is still driving her school bus route, still receiving letters, still living under a cloud of accusation. One morning, she spots something on her route, a sign posted at the roadside with her name on it, accusing her, again, publicly, where anyone driving past could read it. Mary stops the bus. She gets out. She's going to tear it down. Her fingers close around the sign. She pulls. A piece of twine connected the sign to a small metal box hidden in the ground. Inside, a loaded pistol rigged to fire the moment the sign was disturbed. It misfired. Mary Gillispie survived by pure mechanical failure. Someone had tried to kill her, and they did it with patience, precision, and premeditation. The police traced the serial number on the pistol. It belonged to Paul Freshour, Mary's own estranged brother-in-law. His estranged wife, Karen Sue Freshour, came forward. She told investigators that Paul had written the letters, that she had witnessed it. Paul was brought in for questioning. He failed a polygraph. He was charged with the attempted murder of Mary Gillispie. At trial, the evidence was circumstantial but damning. The gun was his. His wife had testified against him. He had motive, proximity, and access to every piece of information the letter writer had used for years. Paul Freshour was convicted, sentenced, locked away. Circleville exhaled. The letter writer had been caught. The nightmare was over. Except it wasn't. No pen, no paper, no unsupervised contact with the outside world. The letters arrived in Circleville. Hundreds of them. It was physically impossible. Then Paul Freshour himself received a letter. The writer taunted him from outside, told him he would never get out, that the real author was free, watching, and would never be caught. The FBI became involved. A forensic profiler was brought in. The profiler concluded that the letter writer exhibited signs of a serious personality disorder, someone obsessive, controlling, and intimately connected to the community. More disturbingly, the profiler suggested the same person was unlikely to have physically constructed the booby trap. The trap required a different kind of nerve, a different kind of planning. Which raised a question nobody wanted to ask. What if Paul Freshour wrote the letters but didn't build the trap? What if the letters from prison were written by someone else entirely, someone who had been working alongside him the whole time? Investigators turned their attention to Karen Sue Freshour, the woman who had testified against her own husband, the woman whose testimony had put him away. Witnesses came forward claiming they had seen a woman near the booby trap site before it was discovered. The description matched Karen Sue. Had she set up her own husband? Had she written the prison letters herself to throw investigators off? Did she have her own reasons to want both Paul behind bars and Mary Gillispie dead? Karen Sue was never charged, never formally investigated as a suspect. She died in 1996, taking whatever she knew with her. The letters finally stopped arriving in Circleville in 1994. The same year Paul Freshour was released from prison. Coincidence or confirmation? In 2021, an independent forensic document examiner conducted a new analysis of the original letters. Their conclusion? The handwriting matched Paul Freshour. But if Paul Freshour wrote the letters, who sent them from outside while he was locked away? And who built the booby trap? Paul Freshour died in 2012. He maintained his innocence until the end. Gordon Massey, the school superintendent at the center of it all, died without ever being publicly confirmed as the subject of a genuine affair. Mary Gillispie eventually left Circleville, started over somewhere else. She has never given a full public account of what happened. For nearly 20 years, someone in a small Ohio town held an entire community hostage with nothing more than pen, paper, and knowledge of their neighbors' darkest secrets. They destroyed marriages. They may have taken a life. They sent a man to prison, a man who may or may not have been guilty. And then they simply stopped. Whoever they were, they got away with everything. This has been the Cold Files. The case stays open. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more.